Hi, I'm Paige Feldman, a writer and director who's looking to reinvent the romantic comedy for the 21st century. And here on this YouTube channel, I'm looking to share my process with all of you. Writers, filmmakers, creatives, anyone who loves telling stories. Today, I want to talk about how it is I'm able to do what I do. Because I have a ton of projects on the docket right now. There's this YouTube channel, the film that I am currently writing. Plus, I have Interrobang, my short-form comedy anthology, releasing in a few months. I'm editing How to Fall in Love the Hard Way, my audio series. I have a feature that I wrote that's going to be released on Amazon Prime imminently. Plus a day job, and I'm planning a wedding. And somehow I have time for all of this, plus writing group and watching reality shows with friends and other fun activities. So I want to share with you the way that I've found that I can be maximally organized, still have room for creative energy, and not be too stressed out. Here's how I organize myself in 2 words. Themed days. All right, I think you'll probably need a little more explanation than that. So I got this idea from Cathrin Manning, who has a fabulous YouTube channel all about creating a life you love. She is super smart, really personable, and very good at reading analytics and knowing SEO. She's just a great YouTuber to follow if you're interested in the science of YouTube and also manifesting and figuring out what you want in life, but it's not woo-woo, or she's not trying to really sell anything at all. She's just being authentically herself. She is fantastic, and she shared this tip in her video forever ago, and I'll find it and I'll put the link into the description. But the idea is that you make a list, and I did all this. I made a list of all of the things that I need to do and want to accomplish within a given week. I don't put things down like writing group or my book club, which is just my friends getting together watching reality shows, because those are things that are going to happen on their given meeting days anyway. I'm talking about personal projects, things that I only need to accomplish. And I put them down on a list, and then I categorize them. And when I made that list, I found that I had 3 categories. The first was my personal creative projects. So anything that I'm working on as a writer or a director that no one is going to hold me accountable for, not a work for hire or anything, just something that is my personal project. Second are interpersonal commitments. So by this, I mean scripts that I've agreed to read for people, or if I wanted to set up a meeting with somebody or put someone in contact with somebody else. Anything where someone is going to be expecting a response from me. And the third thing is admin work. That's stuff like emails, scheduling appointments like haircuts, running errands, doing grocery shopping. All of these things that make up the minutia of a day-to-day life, things that if I had an assistant, I might have them help me with. So once I had those categories in place, the second thing I did was observe myself for a week. I would go through my normal day-to-day process, taking care of all of these tasks whenever I felt like it in the way that I had been. Except then I would be thinking, all right, what compelled me to take care of this? Why am I doing it now? And what effect does it have on the other tasks on my to-do list? Because I do have a giant to-do list. It looks like this. Lots of boxes, color coding based on the days of the week that I'm doing it. I just turned to a random page in my notebook. This isn't today's. This is the current page. As I was taking care of these tasks, I would see how it would affect my mood, what I was doing afterwards, how long it might take me. And once the week was up, it was time for me to sit down and continue figuring out how to organize my life. And I made a few observations. Most crucially, and actually most surprising to me, was the fact that my admin work and those interpersonal accountability projects, those always took precedent over my personal creative projects. Because the admin stuff, oh, it's just an email. It's just gonna take a few minutes to respond to. But then, I get email anxiety, and I'm sure at least some of you who are watching do too, where you're just, okay, I have to craft the perfect response, and then the, 5-second, oh, this is perfect, thank you, takes 10 minutes. And then it becomes, oh, do I send this now? Is it too soon after they sent the email? Or, oh my gosh, they sent this email 3 days ago and now I'm just responding with just 3 words. That's so rude. So I was just really ruminating on every single decision I had to make with these emails. And then with the interpersonal accountability projects, I would always start with those first because someone was counting on me. And I knew that if I went to work on my own personal creative stuff first, in the back of my mind, it would just be, oh my gosh, so-and-so just wants you to read their script. It's only gonna take 45 to 90 minutes. That's not that big of a deal. It'll still be light outside maybe when you're done. And so I would do those projects. And even when it was still light outside when I was done, even when I still had enough time, I would just be drained from the mental energy of, number 1, getting through all that email anxiety, and number 2, reading and putting a lot of creative energy into giving notes on scripts or notes on films or helping somebody puzzle through their log line. And the interesting thing about that is that when I was a development executive, that was all kind of my life. I would go to work and I would read other people's scripts and I would watch other people's movies and I would give notes on them. And then at lunch and when I went home for the day, I would just work on my own stuff. And that was just my life. But since I moved away from that and had an unrelated day job to entertainment, I'm only now feeling how mentally exhausted I am from helping people with their stuff. And that's not a complaint. I don't not want to help my friends read their work, do script trades. It's just a fact of life that I know now if I am reading a script for a friend or for a consulting job, I'm probably not going to get good work out of myself in my own personal creative work later that day. So after all of this observation was done and I realized my personal creative stuff is getting put on the back burner until I finish this never-ending list of things for other people, my giant to-do lists, I need to have a day that's just devoted to creativity. And I need to have a day that's just devoted to this admin and other interpersonal work. And so those were the 2 themed days I came up with. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are my days for, I call them my admin days, but it's admin and interpersonal accountability, my admin days. On those days, I will respond to all of the emails that have come in. That's why Monday and Friday, because on Monday, I get to clear out the inbox from the weekend, and Friday, I clear out the inbox for the weekend. Wednesday is taking care of everything in the middle of the week. So on those days, I do the emails, and I will read a script for a friend, do some consulting work, basically anything on my massive to-do list that someone else is going to expect me to have done or be accountable to doing. Then, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and this is why cleaning out the inbox on Monday and Friday is so important, those are my creative days. On those days, I don't answer an email unless it's actually urgent. Like I answered an email earlier today, and today's Sunday when I'm recording this, because I have an interview that's going to be published later today or tomorrow, and they needed my approval on it. So that's obviously urgent. They emailed me today. It's for something that's going out tonight or tomorrow. I have to answer it today. But unless it's literally urgent, unless it literally needs a response right away before the day is out, I will ignore an email until another admin day comes along. Because on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, all of my energy goes to myself. And honestly, most of the emails that I get sent on non-admin days can wait. And they have waited. And I haven't been any worse for the wear for it because I do check it. It's just, do I put the energy into responding to it? No, not on the creative days. So I know some of you out there are thinking, okay, so I'm doing the math. You're working Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on your admin and interpersonal stuff, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays on your creative work, but that's all the days of the week. When are you taking a day off? And you know, you're probably right to ask that question. Cathrin Manning, who I stole this system from, has said that she does take a full day a week off, even though her career, which is being a YouTuber, being on social media, is her passion. She takes a day off every week where she doesn't work. And I think that that is probably really healthy. And if you're looking at this video and saying, oh, like I could do this, but like I can't do it 7 days a week, don't. You shouldn't. I really love writing and I really love telling stories. And this is a thing that I choose to do even when I don't have to. Even if I wasn't working towards a career at it, this is something that's fun for me. When I wake up in the morning, this is what I look forward to. I look forward to sitting down and writing another story and editing my audio series and promoting the work that I've already done. Writing and telling stories brings me so much joy that I don't want to force myself to take a day off. When I do force myself to take full days off, unless I'm doing something like going to Disneyland, like it kind of, I'm at loose ends. I don't know how to be, because what I want to do is be up here doing the work. Also, on Saturdays and Sundays, I don't have a specific amount of stuff I want to get done. I'll work until it's time, to go out to a party, to go make dinner, to go do an escape room. It's something else that I enjoy and I'm fun about, because I'm not a super stickler about this. It's not like all right, you gotta sit down, get your 30 pages done before you can do anything. No, I sit down and I do it because I want to for however long I want to. So that is, I think, a huge part of how I don't get stressed, is that I don't put a lot of expectations on it beyond the fact that today's a day for creative work. So I'm going to sit down and do something creative. I'm going to work towards my goal of finishing these stories. I'm going to work towards my goal of putting content out into the world. So one other trick I have, and this one comes directly from my brain, is all about combating email anxiety. Because even after I started these themed days, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I would just be sitting at the computer kind of paralyzed, and also looking on this to-do list for things that wouldn't require me to communicate with other people before I answered emails. Because I put every single email I want to answer on my to-do list so I don't forget it. But just having a day where I had to do it didn't help, because I just wanted to avoid it, because I hate sending emails. I love having sent them. I love communicating with people. I love talking with people. But the writing of the email, for some reason, is too much sometimes. So I do what I call admin power hour, where I will sit down in my computer and I will set an alarm for 1 hour. In that time, I have to answer every email that is on my list of emails to answer. And if and when I finish those emails, because I do often finish them early, then it's time to work on other smaller admin tasks that have either been piling up or things that are also anxiety provoking. Stuff like on Monday, I am going to have to call an investment firm that I have a little bit of money in to close my account because I want to move it to a Roth IRA. I mean, it's super boring grown-up stuff, but I have to do it. And I don't want to make that call because it's just going to, I'm going to be on hold. I'm going to have to explain myself. There's paperwork to fill out. It's just a whole thing. But I have an hour and I have to fill that hour with admin work. And so it's going to force me to do it. And when the timer goes off, if I haven't finished all of the emails, I can if I want to. I can finish them, or they will probably wait for another couple of days and it'll be fine. But when the alarm goes off, that's when I can stop and work on a larger, probably more fun interpersonal project or admin project. Like I have to fill out a profile on a comedy creator website in order to submit one of my series to that website for potential distribution. That's something that is going to take a while, that doesn't involve any really interpersonal accountability, but is admin work because it's not creative. So those are the two things I do to keep myself organized and productive without sacrificing creative work. First, themed days, where I have days where I do all of the things for other people and all of the things that require an administrative type of response. Emails, reading scripts, watching films, filling out profiles on websites, submitting stuff to film festivals. All of that admin work. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Those days are mine, and I get to use them to work on my creative projects. And because I know I have set aside time to answer the emails and read the scripts, I can do all of that without the cloud of, oh my gosh, they're counting on me over my head. And second, to combat email anxiety is admin power hour. Taking an hour, answering all the emails I can in that hour, doing any other small admin tasks that I dread in that hour, and when the timer goes off, I'm done for the day. I hope you found my organization system helpful and possibly something a little bit different than what you're used to. And because I do love a good organizational system, hence the insane checklists of things to do, I would love to know what helps keep you organized. If you have any systems that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear about them. Please put them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Cake Fight Presents.